Hey y'all, and welcome to another episode of Natural Remedies Coach with your host, me, Lovely. So today we are going to talk about eating healthy. Now you think that would be something incredibly simple, but it can also be quite complicated, especially if you are surrounded by convenience stores, fast food advertisings, and you eat a Western diet. Now, a typical Western diet, which is also known as the Standard American Diet, and that acronym SAD is quite ironic and truthful. It's characterized by being high in meat, trans fats, carbonated beverages, refined sugars, flours, grains, artificial ingredients, and chemically processed food things. Yum! Because the Westernized diet is high in calories and very low in nutrients, it can actually make you sick. In fact, it comes with its own set of diseases too. So things like type 2 diabetes, cancer, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, asthma, allergies, even certain forms of arthritis are all due to eating a Western. Add to the mixture that you've got TV doctors, health gurus, diet experts, internet sensations, newspaper articles, internet articles, magazine articles. That just adds to the confusion, and it makes it really hard for people to really listen to the right information or to dig through all of this stuff to find it. So just to simplify things, the Western diet will make you sick. That's the only thing it's good for, is making people sick. And I promise you, if you eat enough of it for long enough, it will kill you. Period. People who don't eat a Western diet don't get Western diseases. As long as folk practice traditional food ways, they don't get sick. The Kuna people from Panama eat a diet that is high carb, corn and beans. The Maasai people from Kenya eat a diet that is high in protein, milk, cattle blood, and meat. The Inuit folk from the United States eat a diet that's high in fat, a lot of seal blubber. Now obviously this isn't all these folks eat, but they do eat diets that are high carb, high fat, and high protein. And these folks aren't sick. And also, these folks didn't just pop up yesterday. They've been around since the beginning of time eating this way, and they're fine. Now I pulled all those examples because I'm sure at one point in time, as a Westerner, you have probably, or as a not Westerner, you have probably been told that high fat diets are bad, high carb diets are bad, high protein diets are bad. No, the thing that is bad is the Western diet, period. It's not one thing, it's the whole thing. You gotta get rid of it if you want to live. You cannot eat that food continuously and solely if you want to live. That's the problem. It's not one ingredient, it's the problem. Because the Kuna are still around, the Maasai are still around, and so are the Inuit, despite colonization's best efforts. So what can we gather from this information from these people spread across the globe? A few things. The first thing is that human beings are incredibly adaptable, and we can eat almost anything. Number two is that there is not one diet that is going to be 100% right for 100% of the people. There isn't. I don't care what anybody tells you. Because if that were true, then we'd all be eating the same things, just like other species of animals do. There are certain animals that can only eat this one plant that grows on this one place. So they're not as adaptable as us, and they stay in that one area. But human beings are incredibly adaptable, and like I said, we can eat almost anything, and that's why we've spread across the planet the way that we have. Now, the third thing that we can gather from this information is that, yes, human beings are incredibly adaptable and we can eat pretty much anything, so that also means that our diets can be incredibly customizable. That's the beauty of it. And that's why you'll see like certain diets that work for other people but won't work for others, even if they're in the same families. So maybe your sister does paleo, but that don't work for you, so you're a raw foodist. Y'all still both eating real food. So maybe you eat whole foods, but your mom's a vegan. Y'all still eating real food. That is the whole point. And all these diets, paleo, vegan, vegetarian, raw food is whole food. What else? Gluten-free, flexitarian, pescatarian, whatever. All of them folks will say some of the same things. They all gonna tell you that you need to get some produce in your life and that you don't need to eat processed foods. Those are some of the basic things they're going to tell you. They all tell you to eat real food. Now, what they agree upon is real food, a couple different things. But the basic information is the same. Eat real food and you will get better. Eat real food and you will be healthy. That's pretty much what they're all saying. So there's one group of people that I didn't mention in my example that I am sure that you have heard of by now. Folks really like to tout how healthy they are and long-lived they are, and that's the Okinawans from Okinawa, really close to Japan. And so yes, they have been used as the example of health for years and years. And people like to talk about, well, they're 90% vegetarian, and then the other 10% of their food they get from the ocean. So they eat fish and seaweed and la. And they really love to tout all that fact. But what a lot of people don't know about the Okinawans, they ain't gone back and done their research. Not the Okinawans, but the people talking about them. And they don't know that the Okinawans have been eating a Western diet for quite some time now. And now they're sick. They got all the Western diseases that folks who eat Western diets get. So now we got to get the Okinawans to eat like the Okinawans. But that example just goes to prove that you can be eating healthy, and as soon as you switch to the Western diet, you're gonna get sick. So that example just proves that you can go from eating a healthy traditional diet, as soon as you start eating that Western diet, you're gonna get sick, and you're gonna get Western diseases that kill you. The good thing about all this, though, is that once you stop eating that Western diet, you get better. And actually, they've done a lot of studies that show that people who stop eating a Western diet and move to a more traditional diet or a more whole food diet get better relatively quickly as well. So now, telling somebody not to eat the SAD diet is the easy part. Retraining their brains to crave healthy foods, to crave real foods, is where all the work really begins. So eating healthy is not just a matter of willpower, and I don't think enough people really understand what they're up against, because these big old giant food corporations spend millions, if not billions, of dollars on research, getting scientists to figure out how to design foods that are more addictive. They figure out how to trick your brain into thinking that it's getting nutrients, but you don't actually get full, so you want more of that stuff. They make things 600 times sweeter and saltier than they need to. They add fat in things that don't need to have fat, or add it at a higher percentage than what you'd find in nature, because they know your brain likes that. They do things to keep your brain from getting bored with eating certain foods by making it crunchier or creamier. All kind of crazy, just stuff that is downright evil. And they do this because they want the money. They do this because fast food is cheap and plentiful. It don't cost them that much to make, and they get a whole bunch of revenue because so many people eat it and eat it and eat it. That's why there's so many people in America who are obese, because it's not just willpower. This food is designed to make you want to eat it, and that's not fair. But the good thing is that you can retrain your brain to crave healthy food. And the more you eat healthy food, the less you're going to crave junk food. Ask me how I know. Go on, ask me. It's true. The more steps you take toward health, you're walking away from being unhealthy. So I'm going to leave you with some helpful tips to help you navigate a lot of the junk food and the craziness that's out there to get you to eat food that we both know is going to make you sick. So the first thing is, shop with a plan. Sometimes people go to the grocery store and they actually don't have a list. I am always amazed that people just go to the grocery store and they don't even know what they're there to buy. That means they don't have a plan. If you have a shopping list, that means you've taken time to figure out what your family needs to eat for the week and you've written it down. So that's good. Shop with a list. Number 2, you need to shop the perimeter of the store. Most grocery stores are set up in a similar way, and that's where they keep all the real food. The produce, the dairy, the meats, the bulk nuts and seeds, and the grains are generally located on the perimeter of the stores. Now, that don't mean that you can just go off willy-nilly and just start grabbing stuff. You still probably gonna need to read some labels, especially in that dairy section where they could be putting sugar and yogurt and crazy stuff like that. Number 3, eat a variety of foods. This is going to be a really good thing for you because you're going to be getting a variety of nutrients. You're not going to get bored with eating the same thing over and over again. And you're going to run across some vegetables or something that you've never had before and get to learn something new. You get to learn how to cook them. Okay, so the 4th tip to eating healthy is if you do have to go into those aisles and get something in a box or a bag, read the label. If it had 11 ingredients in it and half of those look like something you only gonna find in a mad scientist lab, put it back on the shelf, walk away. That's my food. Don't eat it. And the fifth tip that I have for you to eating more healthy is to learn to manage your stress. A lot of people turn to food when they are stressed out. They eat when they're happy, they eat when they're sad, they eat when they're mad, they eat when they're bored. And turning to food during times of stress is a sure way for you to reach for something junky. So you need to learn healthier ways to manage your stress. Try going for a walk next time you're stressed out, or drinking some water, or playing a board game or a video game, or calling a friend. Anything but reaching for food, because 9 times out of 10, if you're stressed, you're probably going to reach for something that makes you feel better, and that most likely is going to be sweet or fatty or salty. I hope this video has been helpful. Like it if you liked it, and if you know somebody who it can help, please share it with them. Also, subscribe if you haven't already done so. That way you won't miss out on any of the videos and you'll be getting awesome information. And also, when I say I'll see you in the next video, you really will.